So let me tell you about how the narcissist had me fooled. He had my family fooled. He had my friends fooled. Just had us completely just in his loop. And I'm going to go back a little bit so you understand a little bit about why he thought he had the perfect catch, which he did for some time. But how I started to catch on, how he would react to me catching on, and how it would just create this cycle of him trying to humble me, him trying to hurt me, and, me still growing and learning and getting my strength up before I just finally say I had enough. So as I stated in another video, I was getting out of a violent relationship, and I had a lot of, I lost everything. My finances were messed up. I was just trying to get my life together. I was trying to, go back and take some courses and get some certifications under my belt. I was just really trying to, change my life and make better moves for myself. And I was seeking therapy. Therapy is something that I am a big fan of. I will always champion therapy. I've been in therapy for many years during different times in my life, and therapy is very necessary for me. And so when I got out of this toxic relationship, I still had a lot of issues. My self-esteem was still bruised. I was very naive, still young. And I was still at a point of where I was wanting to seek love, seek validation, or, just wanted to feel good after enduring all the abuse that I had endured. So it was like, I had my little anger issues and anxiety. And when I first met the covert narcissist, I thought that he was like emotionally, spiritually, and mentally more mature than me. I felt like I was the problem. I had all the issues. And it was a matter of time before it started to feel like he was trying to be my therapist or something. Like, as I'm growing, I'm starting to see and starting to hear how different things that he's saying ain't sounding right to me. It's not hitting right with my spirit. But I'm still internally thinking I'm the problem. Like, I've been trained to believe that I was a problem in the abusive relationship as a child. So in my mind, I'm always that person that's, was this my fault? It's my fault that I haven't healed from this abuse. That's why I have these anger issues, to where I have my anger issues under control. Now, I will tell you, I did some unusual therapy of when I felt like I needed to release anger, I would hit something. If I could get a hold of a punching bag, if I can get a hold of my bed, a teddy bear, a pillow, whatever it is, I'm going to punch to let that anger out. And that was something that worked for me for a long time, until I just stopped feeling the need to hit something, just rage within me that would just make me fly off the broom. And if I was in a place of being emotional or trying to express myself or angry about something, I would go in. I wouldn't be violent, but my mouth was lethal. And so with all this toxicity about me, I'm always thinking I'm the problem. And he's always right there playing that role of, well, yeah, this is what you're doing, and you're abusing me, and you're not able to handle yourself emotionally, and this is what makes it hard for me to be with you, and different things like that, as he's stalling out and future faking, making it seem like I'm unworthy, like I'm the problem, but just doing it in this fake, sneaky, snake, fake, phony, nice guy way. And before long, I started to catch on, and it was only a matter of time, because I was seeking my growth. I was seeking my healing. I wasn't trying to play no more games. I was just tired of my time being wasted. I'd already cut off a lot of other people in my life that didn't belong, but this narc was the last one left, and he really had a strong hold on me because, like I said, this mug was playing my psychologist, my doctor. And when it came to certain therapy sessions, like, he would always want to offer to, go to my sessions with me, and it was just like, I'm glad that never happened. There's no telling what type of extra hook that he was able to lay in people. And, my mother thought the world of him. He was always smiling and kind and polite, but she never saw the backhanded compliments or the manipulation, the gaslighting, the ghosting. Like, she never saw all of that. My family thought he was a gentleman, thought he was a nice guy. Like, nothing can be further from the truth. It always seemed like if there was a period to where, we were broken up, or we were having our space from each other, whatever the little issue was with the ghosting and the inconsistency, whatever the excuse was at the time, it's like everyone saw me as the problem. Well, you are stubborn. Your temper is off the chain. Like, and it was stuff that was true about me, but stuff that I was really working on and healing, and people really didn't understand the ways that I was changing from within, because I've been isolating myself and I wasn't sharing everything that I was going through with this narcissist, but I just knew something wasn't right. But I had everybody fooled. Until that point turned to where it's like, okay, I started putting pieces together of things he would tell me about his exes, because, they always got to bring up the ex. I always got to try to make this silent competition between the exes happen. And I'm a woman. Don't compare me to anybody. I can't be compared to anyone. That's just my mindset. Not saying I'm all that like that, but I know that I'm different. I know I have my unique values. I know that I'm a loving, caring person, and I'm not worried about nobody else, first and foremost. So that's the main reason. But, just as I was growing, I realized just how much he sought out toxic people. From what he told me about his past, ex-fiance and all this other stuff, all these other lies he would throw in there to try to future fake. They were all toxic. They were nuts. And so I got to thinking, well, if your family messed up, if the women that you choosing are messed up, why ain't you messed up? And I really just started to try to see him different. That was a moment when the rose-colored glasses started to come off. I could no longer see what I wanted to see, because he was just so intentional with the disrespect, and I was feeling so confused and so lost within myself. I didn't know what to believe. I couldn't be safe within my own mind, I felt like. Just because he was always playing those toxic mind games of, yeah, no, you the one that's crazy. You the one that came from this. You the one that got all the anger issues. You the one that got all this toxicity and stuff. But when it always come to talking to him and me trying to point out his dysfunction, oh, it's just like it's nothing. I'm healed from that, whatever, whatnot. When it was obvious that he wasn't. It was obvious how much his traumatic childhood affected him. I could see the dynamic between him, his mother, his siblings. It was loud and clear. But his issues was never a topic for discussion. But anything concerning me, any wrong thing, any mistake, anything that I say, it was like walking on eggshells. But yet I'm still blaming myself this whole time. And that's what I'm trying to reiterate in this story. Just how much blame you take in a narcissistic relationship. Falling for whatever it is that they say their tactics. Chasing their validation, thinking it's you. When it's them manipulating you the whole time. It's them pulling the strings. And it really took some time to see, for me to really be honest about my experience, for people to be able to the closest people that I talk to, get it off my chest. Now they see. But they didn't before. And the only thing that I really think that really put that stamp of approval on it was the fact that my growth, my change was the evidence. Had I not been seeking God and a relationship with God and being better and wanting understanding and just not wanting to be unhappy anymore. I was so unhappy in that relationship. I was so unhappy. I was so lonely. My self-esteem, my weight was up and down, which weight is something that I've always struggled with. But at this particular time, I was hitting marks that I told myself I would never see again weight-wise. I was miserable. I was dependent on all those toxic habits to get me through the pain. Although the narcissist, he claimed he didn't drink, he didn't smoke or anything like that, which I really don't believe that he did. But it was almost like At first, for me, it was motivation to stop the drinking and the smoking. And then I got to a point to where, shit, that's all I wanted to do to release myself from the stress and the pain from being with this narcissist, to me feeling like inspired by, okay, he don't smoke, he don't drink, so let me try to, clean up my life. But it became to a point to where I was trying to clean up my life for the narcissist, to please the narcissist and not for me. Ain't that crazy? So once I realized that and tried to tap in more to, okay, if I'm going to stop a habit, if I'm going to try to make my life better, is this genuinely what I want to do, and how is it going to benefit me? And making sure that any move that I make from this point on is about me, my growth, my self-esteem. And no matter what pain I got to go through to have peace and freedom in my life, I'm going to have it. It took me a long time to get there, but when I did, I just looked at things completely differently and just had to depend on God and just strengthen my mind. And it still angers me that someone would intentionally play with your mind, play with your emotions like that, knowing that they're being manipulative, knowing that they're lying, knowing that they're the problem, can never be accountable for anything. That's annoying. And I dealt with that mess for years. And for years, I thought that I was the problem. I played into his hand. Every time I had a therapy session, he would ask me about the session. But I realized it wasn't because he cared. It was because he wanted to see how I was thinking, how he could move, how he could manipulate me next, how he could keep power and control. He never cared about my therapy, until the point to where I started to grow beyond his tactics, to where my healing became to be too much for him. And the more my healing, the more my self-esteem increased, the more he would gaslight, stonewall, ghost me. The more he would have something to say about me. The more I know he'd be out with other females, future faking. Just, I allowed myself to go through so much. But anyway, this is another time to where your girl felt like she was all over the place. I apologize, but learning to release publicly like this, it's nerve-wracking and it's freeing, but it's still not quite natural to me yet. And I have so many thoughts in my mind that I'm trying to keep in order as I stick to the topic of what was supposed to be today. How the narcissist had everybody fooled. He was the nice guy, the mature guy, the spiritual guy. He was nice. He was based in community and based in faith and could quote scripture, but you never saw him picking up the book. You never saw him living what he was telling other people that they should be doing. Anyway, I'm gonna end it here. I'm not gonna get back into rambling. I'm gonna just take this moment to digest everything that I've said and take a moment to just appreciate myself and allow myself grace and forgive myself for allowing someone to treat me in such a way that God never intended for me to be treated. I love you, family. My name is Latasha. The name of my platform is Clara's Revival. I am your certified self-revival and master spirit coach. If you're in need of one-on-one coaching, please email me, mycoach@clarasrevival.com. If I have blessed you, I welcome you to bless me. You may do so via Cash App, #, LoveClara360. I'll talk to you soon, fam. I love you.